guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you haven't seen me before, then my name is Amy. And yeah, I am trying to run a little series at the moment called Let's Discuss, where basically I just start talking about things that are really intriguing me in the sort of lifestyle, mummy realm. Do other lifestyle content as well, so if you're really into that, please go free, please feel free to go check it out. Wanting to start a discussion on a completely separate person. I've been covering like a lot of the Saucony Jolies at the minute and their antics, but at the minute I'm really wanting to focus down, see if my audience would be interested in hearing a bit about Brittany Dawn. Now, before anyone comes at me and goes, oh, like, why are you wanting to talk about this person? Like, this person was fitnessy and all of this. I've got to blur certain things out, but I can't even without like giving you all the information. Personal trainer, for all you don't know, and it was like a heavy part of my life. I also have a degree in sport and exercise science. I'm just only pointing this out, not to say like, I'm going to give fitness advice and oh, I know lots about this and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about it because this has always interested me, this particular like case, person, incident. It's interested me because it was such, and fitness is still a really important part of my life, but since having kids and stuff, I'm not a practicing personal trainer anymore. This person isn't like a complete stab in the dark. It's not like I've just stumbled across her and gone, oh, let's make a video. I've actually always been super interested in this particular person for those kind of reasons. Brittany Dawn, for anyone who doesn't know, she was a sort of I'm gonna say the word like Instagram fitness trainer, model person. She competed in some bodybuilding competitions, I do believe, in her sort of like former days. This is going back quite a few years ago, and then she built up a sort of like cult like following on Instagram, and then she also built up quite a hefty reputation for herself on YouTube as well. So yeah, so all in all, she became this sort of like Instagram fitness guru, supposedly. Not entirely sure what her credentials actually are. I've literally tried to research this several times, and I remember getting so annoyed when I first started hearing about this, like back in 2019, I think. I remember getting so annoyed because after I started qualifying, but it was when I was sort of doing my degree, and I was just like, God, like, I'm working so hard and these people just get to flounce some badly performed exercises on Instagram. Boom, they have loads of people wanting their advice. Anyways, I was coming from quite a bitter place. So basically, yeah, so this is the kind of stuff that she did. I'm gonna sort of take you back through when she very first started. Now, there's so many videos already done on this topic, but I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents because it has been something that's always sort of intrigued me.
Oh, here's the deal. These complaints dating back to 2014, well, the social media influencer, she is fully aware of what's going on.
She started selling these like fitness packages, personalized, individualized meal plans and workout programs and stuff, and some of them were like up to like $300, so they weren't cheap by any means, and she was taking on thousands of clients. Now, just coming from like personal trainer Amy head on, taking on thousands of clients and saying the word individualized meal plans and workout programs and 24-hour support, apparently you could ring her whenever you wanted to. 1,000 people. Unless you've got a team of people, that is never going to work, especially if you do not see them face to face. I don't completely understand how it works online. What ended up happening was she would then take the money and then add people to this Facebook group, which you can no longer get. I've actually completely forgotten what it was even called. Basically, it was like a Brittany Dawn Facebook support group, so that you could go on there and chat to other people that were also purchasing her programs. And so people on there started talking, and I have seen it quoted for she was doing this for as long as like 3 to 4 years. I've seen people started going like, oh yeah, like how many macros are you getting? Calories is this going to be? Like, oh, what's your... And they started sharing, and it turns out that people were being given the exact same meal plan, the exact same workout program. Doesn't matter what their height is, their weight is, their activity level, don't matter any of that. They were all being given the same thing.
200 people? I think it's up to 4,500. Dawn's Yelp page has a 1-star rating. Mounting complaints led to this. I apologize to anyone who feels like they got scammed.
So what I find funny about that whole situation is that Brittany Dawn basically like outed herself because she was the one who created this Facebook group. Like, I don't think any of these people would have even, I think it would have taken a lot longer for people to cotton on that the workout programs weren't actually individualized had she not have created that group. Anyway, so back to how we're going. So everyone's now starting to find out that things are not individualized, things are not different. Everyone, like, there's, do you know what I mean? So already red flags are starting to be sent up, and there were already like people reporting it to the Better Business Bureau. And basically what ended up happening when I first came about this is I watched that Cassidy Campbell video, which is still on YouTube, of basically I think it's this guy that basically like he becomes like different characters and he goes and does different things. I'm not fully aware of what he does. People said, why don't you go and take on this person? So go take on Brittany Dawn. So basically he went dressed up as this really angry sort of like Texan and was just like, you owe my daughter money, give me back my money, when Brittany was at this like fitness convention. But she's basically just like standing there just like, oh my god, like what is happening? And you can just see the look setting in, like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like, and from that point I remember watching that video and going, oh my gosh, and then boom, it started hitting the headlines.
Another cautionary tale, this one about social media influencers and their businesses. One fitness coach and influencer from Dallas with hundreds of thousands of followers is under fire now after some of her online clients say they were scammed.
For allegedly scamming women out of what may be millions of dollars.
Sisler says she paid $200 but never got the personal fitness training she expected and was blocked on Dawn's social media when she complained. 5,000 women who say they are victims have formed a Facebook group, Brittany Dawn Fitness Complaints. 11,000 have signed an online petition calling on the Federal Trade Commission to stop Brittany Dawn fitness scams.
Boom. Like, everyone was then talking about cue YouTuber apology. Now, this apology video that happened has got to be the absolute, the worst. It's worse than Laura Lee's, I would argue. You know, Jeffree Star's, I think it's worse than that. I mean, it really is pitiful.
I apologize to anyone who feels like they got scammed from me. I was not only a coach, but also the sole content creator, customer service, business owner, YouTuber, financial advisor, and everything else that comes with every business.
And that this is a lesson that I am having to now learn the hard way, and for that, again, I am sorry.
Like, it is such a bad, she's basically like looking, you can't find it, by the way, because she's deleted it. She has deleted the video, which apparently she has taken full responsibility for.
And I'm doing the best that I can to the best of my ability.
I've taken full responsibility for it.
She then deleted the video. She basically came on, uploaded it to YouTube. I think this was also, it's really, really hard to tell because the video's obviously gone, but I think this is around like, maybe it was a few weeks later after like major news sources started picking up on this. She was just like, oh no, I got rumbled kind of thing. And she kind of put on this persona of like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, she doesn't really go underneath the radar. Like, she doesn't really fly under the radar straight away.
Some of the people that are saying these things online have, one, never been a client of mine. Two, they have never been directly impacted by the situation itself. Or three, they don't even know what's really happening. They don't know the whole story. They're just jumping on this bandwagon on with this mob mentality that we are all in this together to try to drag Brittany down.
In fact, she kind of almost like bats back at like starts batting back at the people. She thinks that just because she's now been rumbled and she's going to hire a team to then sort out refunds and all of that.
Very, very happy to say that I have an incredible customer service team and we have addressed every single issue that has come forward.
So much information to say. Like, I will actually leave link down below some really, really good places to get like really in-depth information about this. Like, there were women that signed up to her who had suffered from eating disorders, who actually made themselves quite sick because they were put on a really calorie restricted diet. There were other people that were working out too much, other people put on weight. There's like a plethora of different things. Michelle McDaniel from My Thoughts Will Probably Offend You, she does really good coverage of this. And then B. Haney, I think that's also her name, she does really good like current. So I will leave videos linked down below if you are like desperate to find out the nitty gritty. No, she didn't do the usual thing where she, you know, what would have been better is if she came on, did the apology, which would have been a lot better if she had not been looking at her phone the whole entire time, made the apology and then actually gone away, hired a team and sorted it out. Although what I will point out is that she then came back on, and there's this video called Calling Out the Hate. It was on the I'm looking at my computer, that's what I'm looking at, the 18th of March. And supposedly all of this happened earlier on in the month. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's really hard to find like specific dating because the apology video is gone.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made
things right, and I did whatever it took to make things right. As a business owner, as an influencer, I have learned from it, and I'm a prime example of what can happen when you have a platform and you mess up.
Saying, you know, I've learned from it, even though this was really not that far along the lines of when it all happened, and supposedly all of this has been going on for about 4 years. I find it quite hard to believe how you can learn from something in such a short space of time. And then she's also saying, you know, I've learned from my mistake. Goes on to say that she has hired a team of people.
I have an incredible customer service team, and we have addressed every single issue that has come forward.
And what I will say is, where were those teams of people when you were handing out thousands of individualized, you know, meal plans, individualized workout programs? This leads back to the question, is she even qualified to do this? I assume she is, because otherwise this wouldn't be right. I assume she has some sort of like some credentials. She must do, otherwise this is just stupid. And she's like, I'm now hiring a team of people, but you know, you've just got to like leave me alone and let me deal with it. But what she was actually doing during this whole time, she was actually partially refunding people, partially. She was also getting people to sign NDAs, and an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, meaning that they may be given some money, but then once you sign this agreement, you have made an agreement not to talk about it anymore, and if you do talk about it, you will get in trouble, like by law kind of thing. She was making people sign these agreements, and if you're making someone sign an NDA, whilst you're also saying, I've learned from it, I'm really, really sorry, it comes across to me anyway that you're not like, you're willing to go, yes, I've got caught, I'm sorry that you've lost your money, but you're not actually willing to hear anymore.
Made a mistake.
I made a mistake. I've taken full responsibility for it.
You're just willing to go, fine, all right, okay, fine. But if you were actually sorry, you would then want to take on board what those people were saying. You have to then accept the consequences of that. That's just what I personally think, and you know, that's just what I think. I think when you're getting someone to sign like an NDA, for instance, and you're the one that's made the mistake, it doesn't usually work that way around, does it? It's just a bit shady in my opinion. That's just my own opinion. So kind of around this time did a load of interviews, and one of the things she says that she's just like, you know, I was in uncharted territory.
Jumped into an industry that had no instruction manual. I'm basically going through uncharted territory, and I'm doing the best that I can to the best of my ability.
It's like, whilst I agree with you that like designing programs and like being a fitness influencer online is fairly new, actually giving out programs and like working with clients isn't new. That's not new. It's just the fact that you decided to do it online. I don't even understand how you would even get to that point, because it's just like, there's just so many, I just don't understand how you would ever get to that point. Surely if you realised you were taking on too many, you just halt it. But it just, I think what actually happened is that she didn't even say, like, she literally just kept it up. So people were just adding and going, yes, I want to buy this program. And she wasn't actually, like at that point, she wasn't even like responding to people. She was literally just like, just getting over flooded with all these things. Like, my personal opinion, I don't reckon she even knew how many clients she had at one given time. I think they were just automatically given programs and all of that, and she had no idea. Also at this sort of time, like during the interview, also mentioned that she was basically given the advice to hand out NDAs for partial refunds. It then transpires that, like, you know, she was being given like wrong advice and that she's not required to do that anymore. But actually I think that they were just given so much backlash, just my own opinion. I think she was given so much backlash that actually she decided just to back down. I don't even know, like even to this very day, if everyone has actually been given their refunds. All such a like grey area, which is so, it's just absolutely mental. And then basically what ended up happening is that like it all ended up sort of simmering down, but not really. I mean, like Brittany supposedly took like a very, very, very small hiatus off of like her social media platforms, and then she basically came back. She basically rebranded herself. So now she is now Brittany Dawn, now like heavily into like Christianity, like heavily. And I'm not going to like seriously touch on it because I, as an individual, I'm not very religious. I am christened. To some people that might be like, yeah, that's me. I am christened and my family is very religious, but I just choose not to be. That's just my own thing. Okay, I think everyone's entitled to be religious, not be religious, have their own opinion, all this kind of stuff. That's not me, so I'm not gonna like seriously touch on it. But there is a YouTuber called Ammy that basically, she is also a Christian and she looks at it from a much more the topic of like faith and things. So she comes at it from a different angle, and I think that is really, really important because we need people that are actually like that actually practice as Christians to be able to give that angle. But basically she came back in.
Brittany Dawn's past content is completely different than her recent posts she's making. It literally went from bikini pics, working out in booty shorts and sports bras to now going through a modesty journey.
Brittany came back in and she's now rebranded herself as a heavy Christian, devoted, pure Christian apparently. It's just come back into it, and her Instagram, like, it's all just like completely flooded.
I can't make my name in this space anymore. It's tainted. Let me move on to something else. But that's just my opinion.
What I did find especially interesting, so the very last post that she did actually on the topic of health and fitness that I can see from her YouTube, just from her YouTube only, was actually the 2nd of April. So on the 2nd of April, she did like a last fitness post, and it was like some sort of a, was it like a glute building exercise? A little bit further on in that month of April, which I did notice, which you can actually find up, and I'll bring it up here. You know, when everyone was taking out PPP loans for businesses that were like struggling financially during COVID. Now, she took out a PPP loan. Brittany Dawn, it says, you can find it. This isn't me going like showing information I shouldn't be. Anyone can look up who's taken out PPP loans and all of that. So yeah, so she has taken out a PPP loan under the guise of, reading this on my computer, Brittany Dawn, entity sole proprietorship, industry, diet and weight reducing centers, Dallas, Texas. Brittany Dawn Grayson is a sole proprietorship located in Dallas, Texas that received a coronavirus related PPP loan from the SBA, $20,800, April 2020. Now I say that's important to note because during this time she wasn't actually doing much like diet, health, fitness and all of that. She wasn't really doing it anymore. She'd actually already rebranded herself. I just find it interesting because the very last fitness post she ever did was on the 2nd of April, and then she then took out a PPP loan, and then straight after she took out this PPP loan there has been absolutely zero like diet and like whatever. There's been absolutely no fitness content whatsoever coming from her channel, and I just find that so interesting. And loads of people speculate that actually she put down a deposit on a house for this and loads of different things, but during this whole time she wasn't actually doing anything within the industry. In fact, I'm pretty sure she was still refunding people. Extremely interesting. And she's not the only one who took out a PPP loan. If you look through like the mummy vloggers, for instance, a lot of them took out PPP loans, and I'm not going to get too far into it, but a lot of them did as well. And basically a lot of the times you can either pay back a PPP loan. I think Sloan did a video on this actually. You can either pay it back or it becomes cleared. So it's basically just like a loan that they give you which just becomes cleared. I can't really imagine her paying, my personal opinion, if she's taking it out on a diet and weight reducing centres. Does she do diet? Like what? I really don't understand. That whole thing I think is a complete and utter mess, but I just thought it was interesting to bring up. Coming back to like more central, so she started doing these She Lives Freed retreats, and I believe that she did do she's done a couple of these retreats, and these retreats are extremely expensive. She wanted to charge, I think it was like $600 and something for what is basically like an afternoon. So like you arrive, an afternoon, a full day, and then like a morning. So that's not even really 2 days.
Say it's 2 days worth of a retreat for $650.
She wanted to charge like $600 or something, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. That's just my own personal opinion, but whatever. And now she's just wanting to do like a one day retreat. situation. You can find out lots of information on the She Lives Freed website, but yeah, there's a whole just like, it's a whole crazy stuff. And the weird thing is that you can't actually find any reviews for this retreat. Like, you can't find any reviews for this retreat, which I think is like, are these people being given like NDAs? Not to say like, do these people have to sign NDAs like before they go? I don't understand. I've never known. Supposedly this is like her 4th, I think it says, retreat. Why are there no reviews? That's all I want to know. Why are there no reviews? I really want to read these reviews. I'm really interested to find out. I've got absolutely zero idea. She's now being sued. So Brittany Dawn is now officially being sued.
Thank you, Sky Daddy. Brittany Dawn is being sued by the state of Texas.
Rebranded herself as this pure Christian girl who doesn't scam anyone, and she just wants to sweep everything underneath the rug. That's what it appears like to me, as someone who isn't particularly very religious and someone who is coming at it from like a bird's eye view. That's just my own opinion. So now she's now being sued by the state of Texas. Finally, something good is happening. I do think it's quite interesting. It has taken such a long time to actually get to this point, and this happened in February, I do believe, like last month. So it's March now, and this happened like last month or January. I'm a little bit late to it, but it's because I wasn't really doing a lot of commentary at the time. But yeah, so she's now being sued. Like, coming from The Guardian, which is like a British newspaper. Brittany Dawn Davis, a fitness and Christianity influencer from Fort Worth, is being sued by the state of Texas for promising her followers personalised exercise and nutrition plans that never materialised. Davis's website promised unsuspecting clients that her Brittany Dawn fitness crew would be with them every step of the way, but instead her followers received a generic diet and workout plan not unique to them. The state believes this amounts to deceptive trade practices and is seeking damages from $250,000 up to £1 million. Davis's clients in Wisconsin who suffered from an eating disorder told Dallas's WFAA that she paid $115 for one of Davis's customized plans, but said she never received guidance. She now hosts Christian retreats in different cities across Texas and charges $125 for admission. These retreats promise a gospel-centered day with other God-fearing women. So that's quite a lot to unpack. Obviously that's like coming from like The Guardian, coming from over here, so it's not going to be like a massive amount of info. But yeah, so she's basically being sued. It's taken this long to actually sue her, and I am really intrigued just to see where it's actually going to go from here. From what I've seen, she hasn't actually addressed any of it. Like, she hasn't addressed it on Instagram. She hasn't really addressed it anywhere on her YouTube. She's still pushing out content with her husband. There's a whole is her husband? I can't work out if they're actually married yet or they're getting married. I really can't work it out, honestly, I swear to God. But yeah, he's a bit suspicious as well. There's a lot we can all say about him. I mean, both of them, it seems like both of them kind of came from like really rocky paths, and then they've sort of just like come together, and now they're like all Christian. It seems like she's just trying to sweep this all underneath the rug, and for quite a while I literally thought that no justice was ever going to be served, because she just sort of came back and is now selling loads of different things, including like eyelashes, and she's still doing like eyelashes and photo, like, I don't even know what they are, just different effects on that you can buy with the photos.
Faith in the quality of the product or the mentorship or the training that I'm going to get, especially when your biggest scandal, the thing that you got on Good Morning America for, is scamming your audience.
If you sell so many different things, you don't really specialise in one thing. It just sort of seems a little bit scammy, just in my personal opinion. Anyway, so there's just so much that there is so much to unpack here, and I'm really sorry if this video has just been sort of rambling. It's just been me trying to like timeline it and relay my thoughts, and if I got any of it wrong, or if you want me to know some information, please let me know down in the comments. I really want to keep on covering this. Doing some commentary is fairly new to this channel, because yeah, for quite a while I was just sort of doing lifestyle, but now I'm adding a bit of commentary into it. So yeah, expect obviously more commentary style videos, but if you want to see me continue covering this, like I have been sort of, like I've been watching it but just not covering it, then please let me know. I would be yeah, thrilled to keep on covering it. I hope something more actually comes out from this. It's a bit shady to me, but yeah, I will leave links below any references that I got on any channels that actually cover this a lot more extensively because there are so many out there and I'm just sort of like a drop in the ocean with it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.